What game do I want to play? Preferably a PlayStation 2 game. Okay, let me see. Great game, but no, that's a 360. San Andreas, a classic, but no. Why is this in here? This is a GameCube game, but great game, but no. Great game, Street Ball 2, but no. Shadow, no. Dragon Ball Z Budokai, one of my favorite games, but no, not today. I'm not feeling it. I'm getting closer to what I want. Oh shit, what is this? This is it right here. Okay, let me open it. Bingo. Dang it. Get the game out. Shit. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Before we got to this point, let's take it back to my childhood days. I don't know how old or what specific age I was, but ever since I can remember my first memory with video games and the concept of video games and how you could control the characters with a controller and press a button, and then the character would proceed to punch, kick, jump, slide, or when you figured out how to do combos and figured out how to do cheat codes. When I learned all that, it was love at first sight, to the point where I used to go to sleep with the game case to make sure I don't lose the game. The reason I love video games so much is because it was like an escape from reality in a sense. Of course, I didn't think that deep when I was a kid, but now that I'm an adult, I look at it that way now. The other thing I loved about video games is obviously beating the game and knowing you accomplished every chapter or level by yourself and you made it that far without quitting or giving up after losing a bunch of times. One day, my mom bought me a PlayStation 2, and I remember the first games that I got were Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1, Sly Cooper Thieves Raccoonus, and Sly 2 Band of Thieves. I remember till this day I skipped the first Sly Cooper game and went straight to Sly 2. Don't worry, I went back to beat the first one. Stay out of my business. The fuck? But my life has been changed ever since that day. I played the opening scene in Sly 2 in the museum where Bentley is telling Sly what to do, and then all three of them at the end, Sly, Bentley, and Murray, were running away from Carmelita while she is shooting at you, and then you jump in the van. Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it right now. But just off that opening scene, I knew I was in for a life-changing experience. And if you still haven't played the Sly Cooper, at least one of the games, you must be living under a rock because it's too legendary and you might just be a bitch ass nigga and you might not give it a chance and you weird as fuck. But that's besides the point. Fast forwarding to playing through all Sly Cooper games and learning about Sly's background, it really changes your perspective on Sly and why he does the things he does. And it makes you realize why he takes so much pride in his last name. A couple years later, replaying the game as an adult and having different perspectives on life, I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is a game, but I understand the values of what this game is based on. And it's kind of deep if you really think about it. The values I learned from this game, and from my perspective, this game is based on purpose, loyalty, and confidence. I want to explain each value on why I think that's my perspective on the Sly Cooper franchise. Purpose was the first value I identified in the Sly Cooper story because he understood at a very young age that everything was taken away from him and it was out of his control, and he realized he couldn't do anything about it because he was just a kid. As he got older, he realized that he wouldn't become your traditional thief, but one who stole from criminals who stole from his ancestors, and who avenged his parents' death, who unfortunately were murdered by the Fiendish Five. And he made it clear to never steal from ordinary people, but take back what was stolen from his family. With Sly realizing things was out of his control when he was younger, he couldn't help but give his blood, sweat, and tears to begin on a journey of beating everyone who had a hand in trying to destroy his family's legacy. This is a great example of, even if you've been through the worst things, you will never let that destroy your passion or purpose for what you know is right at the end of the day in your heart. Because at the end of the day, you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel for everyone who strives to be a better person for themselves. Most of the time. Loyalty was the second value that I identified early on playing the game. Because when Sly's parents was killed, he was sent to an orphanage where he met his long-lasting forever best friends, Murray and Bentley. That later on became an operation group where all of them would travel together around the world to plan out missions. And when I realized loyalty was a value in this story, there was one moment where I sat back and was like, man, Murray and Bentley are helping Sly to get back his ancestry information. And they stuck together no matter what they had to go through for their friend, even if it doesn't benefit them in the long run. And what I got away from that was sometimes you have to do things for others, even if it doesn't benefit you. Because at the end of the day, some things are done out of genuine love and not for anything in return. Because some things are not about you. Some things are about the people that came before you and the people that's going to be affected after. Confidence was the last value that I found was very important to Sly Cooper. Because a good part of why Sly Cooper is because his confidence in his ability to feel like he can make things happen his way to accomplish his end goal. Because imagine if Sly had self-doubt about anything he was going to do. He wouldn't be as cool and smooth to pull the things off that he does. Like, bro, he was so smooth that he leaves his calling card every time in the safe or case that he steals from to be like, yeah, nigga, I was here, now try and get it back. Like, bro was just too cool. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro was just too cool. Then he would also wait for Carmelita to get to the mission because he wanted her to chase him and try to arrest him just because. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now that I think about it, this is off topic. Now that I think about it, was Sly and Carmelita my first example of seeing a toxic relationship? Because she would also shoot at him too. But at the same time, they were low-key dating and they loved each other. That's besides the point. With Sly's confidence, that just shows you though, if you're good at something and you gain confidence to the point where nobody's your problem, even through the ups and downs of your journey, you will become successful if you stick to your vision. Because no one's going to believe in you like you do at the end of the day. To end this video and explanation, short but sweet, Sly Cooper is a great example of a young kid who had to suffer from young things that was out of his control. But due to his mindset and values that he carried on with him, he defeated the odds and proved to his ancestors and himself that nobody's in your way of gaining respect but you. And now that I'm older and came back to replay the games, I understand the story from a real life perspective. Even if I and other people don't relate to everything that Sly's been through, I can understand and relate to certain values that he carried with him. Thank you for listening to this. And before I go, I just want to say, where the fuck is Sly 5, bro? A gaming production company needs to hurry up with that shit ASAP because Sly 4 left us with the biggest cliffhanger of all time. So yeah, that's what I need to talk about. But that's for another day. Thank y'all. I appreciate you and see you on the next video. Peace.